You know, people ask me if I weren't doing what I was doing, what I do. I'm like, maybe a scout.
Love that.
I love watching
scout.
I love following quarterbacks from like high school.
One handsome scout.
I love following these guys from high school to find out what schools they go to predicting which ones are going to do well in the NFL once they get there.
We got to get you in there.
Was there any like quarterback specifically you remembered that was like, that's going to be a guy, and then they went on to be someone that was good?
Aaron Rodgers.
Boom.
At Berkeley.
I just remember watching him, like, he puts it right on the money.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler. And we are on a mission to find the greatest game of all time. On today's episode, we are covering the Minneapolis Miracle 2017 NFC Divisional Round Saints versus Vikings with actor and star of Netflix's Ransom Canyon and former college quarterback Josh Duhamel. We get into talking his college football career.
I threw for like 4 touchdowns and 215 yards in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go pro.
His happy place in the woods of North Dakota.
Did you ever ride a horse?
I've trotted a couple times with my daughter. And we also get into him being at one of the greatest games in Viking history.
Miracles do happen.
There's this man in a wheelchair, and I swear to God, he stood up.
And then we have a new segment for the Chill Zone presented by Coors Light.
Ooh.
You gotta stick around to the end. Let's go. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. January 14th, 2018. U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
The Vikings are down 1 on their own 39. 10 seconds left, no timeouts.
Keenum steps into it. Diggs, sideline, touchdown, unbelievable.
This is the Minneapolis Miracle!
Woo! Today, we are looking at the Minnesota Miracle 2017 NFC Divisional Round Saints versus Vikings game with Josh Duhamel. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the Nut House. In one sentence, why this game?
I mean, you know, I'm a huge sports fan.
Duhamel.
I didn't play.
Fuck that up.
I didn't play. Everybody calls me Duhamel. It's all good.
Is it?
It's Duhamel. It's Duhamel. It's Dumbbell. It's all kinds of things.
I just call him Josh. Man.
Yeah. It's okay, Edelman.
All right.
Why this game?
Why this game? One sentence.
This game because it was the most exciting game I've ever been to in person in my life.
You were there.
I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was also at the Vikings game, Saints game in New Orleans. I think it was a couple years later, where it was Rudolph went up and made a one-handed catch to win it. So they had a couple really good ones, and I can get into why this game. I mean, also because you know, the head coach of the Saints at the time was also involved with Bountygate.
Bountygate.
Yeah,
Like Peyton.
yeah, Sean Payton, and I remember this dude. We were up the whole game. They came back and took the lead with like 15 seconds left, if I remember correctly. And he was like, oh, to the crowd, like, oh, what now? What now? I was like, this motherfucker. And then right after that, you know, we made the play to win the game.
And you made the game.
And it was like such sweet poetic justice that we came back and won. Not only because I'm a huge Vikes fan, but because we beat Sean Payton and the Saints.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And there it goes. There it is right there.
Yeah.
Because they beat Sean Payton and the Saints. A little something in there that we'll dig into when we get into the teams. This is the greatest game of all time, though.
This is a pretty great game.
All time.
You think so?
No, I'm asking you. Is it the greatest game of all time?
I don't know about. I mean, there's been some great games. I mean, they're probably the most exciting game ever that the Vikings may have. I mean, they've been in some good ones too. You guys have been in some great games.
Hey, we ask all the guests.
Yeah, I think that it's, for me, maybe it's because I'm a little biased because I was there, but it was one of those games, because the Vikings just don't do this.
Yeah.
They're usually the team that this gets happen to. But, you know, this was one of those games that, you know, that this season, the last couple of seasons, the Vikings have kind of turned it around. They've been winning games in the clutch, which was never really our MO.
No, with Kevin O'Connell, those one-score games have been going your way.
Yeah.
And this was a very exciting game, like, and a historical game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we all remember, And the Saints have been around 2 of these crazy historic like games. Where the one with the no call to go to with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, with the
against
Rams.
This
Yeah.
one. But I remember we weren't playing. I was hurt this year, and no one could believe what happened when this fucking play happened.
Yeah.
Like, where was the tackling? Where is the boundary?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Who's calling what? Is this real? Is it scripted? I mean, what the hell?
It's almost like they had a phantom blocker out there.
Phantom.
For him. I mean, he whiffed on the receiver, didn't he? It
did.
I probably should have rewatched this before I came here, but
Your
No,
memory
we
is
did
it was
plenty of
such a
research
weird defensive
We'll get in. We'll
mishap.
show the clip, but it was just a fun game. And,
Yeah.
and we'll get into the roster. But I liked Case Keenum. They kind of did him dirty.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of did him a little
Yeah.
dirty.
He was a hell of a player.
He was, and he loved being there.
Yeah, he did. He played really well. And I'll never forget too that the amount of absolute excitement and like just nobody could believe it.
Yeah.
I was sitting in this area and there was this man in a wheelchair, and I swear to God, he stood up.
It was
He stood up for a second. And I mean, that might have been in my imagination.
Yeah.
I would have felt like, I remember I gave him a huge hug. I was like, oh my God. Maybe I lifted him up. That might have been what happened.
Talk about a Minneapolis Miracle.
Miracles are everywhere. There are miracles
There's been
everywhere.
some other incredible Vikings games recently too. There was that Colts comeback game that happened fairly recently.
33-0.
And then the Justin Jefferson was at.
Oh my God, he's in Buffalo and he makes the craziest catch you ever saw.
Yeah.
Oh my
They've
goodness.
been doing that recently,
Yeah.
which has been really fun for Vikings fans. We still haven't gotten over the hump, but yeah, they have. For so many years, they would just break, and they always find a new way to break our hearts.
Yeah.
It feels like every year we think this is the year. This last year, nobody saw coming. Nobody expected.
People
that
forget that
it
it was a rebuild year, kind of. And then you guys rattle off a really great year.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sam Darnold being MVP until week 16, and then
Yeah.
one thing leads to another.
Yeah, but he played unbelievably well. I mean, that one's a little bit. That one's. I mean, I get it. Because JJ's the guy, but he played so well, and I get that, he didn't really perform those last 2 games the way we wanted, but it was his first time under that kind of pressure, under those lights, and I feel like, he's a legit player with the right team and the right coach sort of leading him.
And that was very hard for me to digest the production that Sam Darnold had with the guy waiting, JJ McCarthy, to let that man leave the building. And if you look what he signed for, 30 mil,
Yeah.
35 mil, it's a bridge quarterback contract.
Yeah. Well,
Which-
he lost a lot of money those last 2 games.
He did. But to the point, does that mean McCarthy's the guy? Do you believe in McCarthy? You think he's the guy? Do you believe in what KOC sees in McCarthy?
Well, I have to, because KOC he's a smart dude.
Smart guy.
I went to the last couple of games, and JJ looks small. Maybe it's because he's rehabbing the knee or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a big quarterback, and I'm hoping he's going to be durable enough.
And Sam Darnold's a big guy.
Yeah, he is a
like
big
when
guy.
you when you see these guys, like he's a big dude.
Yeah. So I trust KOC though.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, these guys, they obviously believe in the kid. I loved him at Michigan. He's a winner.
Yeah. So what if the JJ McCarthy starts the season, they go 0-3. They 0-2, maybe 1-3. Then all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers.
I knew this was coming.
Aaron Rodgers decided not to sign anywhere. Is sitting there. Are you wanting Aaron Rodgers?
I didn't want Favre when we got him that first time because he was a Packer.
Yeah.
But he came to us and had one of his greatest years of his career.
Fun year.
And I do like Aaron. I've met him several times over the years at these golf tournaments and whatnot. He's always given me, Vikings suck. He's I was like, where'd that come from? I look over, there's Aaron. But so we've always had a fun back and forth about, the Vikings and the Packers. And it just, how weird would that be to have him do the exact same thing that Favre did?
It's crazy.
He could do it. He can still play. He can still sling it like nobody else. So,
Who would you rather take, him or Kirk Cousins?
Ooh, Rodgers all day.
Rodgers all day.
Because Rodgers is clutch, man. I like Kirk. I thought that Kirk, I grew to really like the guy, but I just don't think he's the guy that's ever going to get you over the top.
Yeah.
I just don't. He's great stats. Great. He gets you a lot of wins. He throws for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns, but he never seems to win that big game where Rodgers can, and he has.
Yeah.
Once.
once, but he's also come back and won a lot of big games for them.
He also lost
Certainly
to
more
Jimmy
than
Garoppolo
Cousins.
in the playoffs in Lambeau. I'm just saying, what's life like growing up in North Dakota?
Life in North Dakota was pretty awesome, I have to say. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to get out of there as my younger years, but then now as a, middle-aged man, I've really grown to love the place, and it's
Yeah.
a great place to grow up.
Now, does everyone in that region, you guys all gravitate towards Minnesota? What's the sports fandom of people in the states that don't have a pro team? Like, how does that work?
It's usually Minnesota. A lot of Packer
Regionally?
fans, a lot of Packer fans, a few Broncos fans, but it's mostly Vikings. It's the T-Wolves, it's the Wild, it's the Vikings, it's the Twins, it's the Lynx.
What was your hierarchy of sports growing up?
What do you mean?
What was your favorite?
It was football and basketball.
Football?
Yeah, football,
So
basketball.
it was Vikings and T-Wolves?
Well, I was actually a Cowboys fan growing up.
Cowboys
It's weird, yeah, because I was like that guy who was going to be the anti whatever,
Yeah.
and then so I always liked I always liked the Vikings, but because they were always on. But for whatever reason, from a young kid, I liked the Cowboys. But then I think it was after I left when I was 22 years old, I really started missing not seeing those games on Sundays, and I became like my connection back to home.
Yeah.
And I became a full-on Vikes fan. But yeah, the Vikings. I'm a huge UFC fan now too.
Yeah.
I think that's my number 2.
Number 2, who's your
Yeah.
fighter? Who do you like watching?
I really like Patty the Batty right now.
Patty the
It's
Batty.
pretty amazing.
You know what? Who's the dude that not Khabib, the guy who is like Khabib that just beat Sugar Shane? He's like,
Makachev?
maybe.
Is it Makachev? I forget. Those Dagestanis, man.
dude, anytime there's a stand on a country, you don't fight that person.
No.
Those guys are nuts, man.
They're just a different level.
Like, they're just technicians. They fucking practice on bears. They fucking
They really do. They really do. They wrestle bears.
They wrestle-
Apparently.
Like, when they were talking about this whole 100 guys versus a fucking gorilla, I said, why don't we rephrase that? 100 Russians and people from those countries versus a gorilla? I'm taking those people.
Yeah.
Those people are nuts.
They
The
really
ground
are.
game is unmatched, bro.
Well, what did you look it up? Was it Makachev?
I'm looking here. It's Marav Davalsheli.
Oh,
I'm
Davashvili,
butchering the pronunciation.
Davashvili, I think it is.
Yeah, that was back in September.
Yeah. I got a question I want to ask you too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back to football for a second. As a college quarterback,
Yeah.
like I'm fascinated by the fact that you played college quarterback and then went on to become this amazing NFL wide receiver. There's a guy right now from Montana State.
I heard about him.
What's his name? I should know this.
Raiders got him?
Raiders got him, but they drafted the NDSU quarterback right after him, like one pick apart, who beat them in the national championship.
Tommy Mellett.
Tommy Mallett, yeah. And who's the NDSU quarterback that got drafted right next to him?
They did Cam Miller.
Cam Miller, who's also he could actually be a legit quarterback. Anyway, Tommy Mallett, I remember watching this dude. He was a freshman, and they also played NDSU as a freshman in the national championship game. Hurt his knee and couldn't play. But he switched from like a running back, wide receiver to play quarterback because he's such an athlete.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that fascinates me. And I think I might know why it works, because you got to have crazy athletic ability like you have. This guy's got it too in spades. But to take a quarterback knowing that you're going to switch him to wide receiver, is it because they have such an understanding of what is happening on the defense and they help the quarterback sort of read it with? He's almost like a quarterback at the receiver position, and it makes it that much easier for the quarterback to sort of be in simpatico with him.
I think that's what you're hoping when you draft a quarterback that's going to change positions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, the ecosystem that I was brought into was a little different because I was going to a winning team that could take shots on guys that they didn't have to really develop because they had a team.
Yeah.
And so it worked for me. A lot of these guys, if you get drafted somewhere and the team's not good and the coaching staff's got a little heat under their seat,
Yeah.
those opportunities go away and the time for development for the kid goes away because they got to ultimately get the team ready to go out and perform its best.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of those guys get lost under the rug. But I would say that's what you're hopeful for with a quarterback that's converting to another position. Because that was a strength of mine. I always knew the quarterback tedious things that receivers would do, not getting flat to downhill on an in cut.
Right.
Protecting throws on out cuts.
Right.
Giving great body language at the top of routes so you're decisive enough for the quarterback to be able to make a decision. I think that's what played a huge part, but you have to have that.
Because you know what the quarterback is looking for. You know what he needs because you've been in his position, so you know what makes it easy for him to find you.
Without a doubt. And it also comes down to processing and processing speed. So usually quarterbacks, if you're a quarterback, your processing speed's usually faster because you have to see what the defensive line's doing. You have to take a pre-snap coverage of the coverage and then a post-snap because you always change with the safeties.
Right, but not all receivers can do that.
But the slot guys that are working a lot of the middle of the field, they have to.
Yeah. It's fascinating, man. I love this stuff. I mean, I was just thinking about, because there are these guys who are just straight burners, who are just pure athletes but I would almost, as a quarterback, want a guy who I can trust is going to be there when I throw the ball, to a spot.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the guys that stick.
Yeah.
It's just in the NFL, you get the guys that are super athletes that can do that as well. And that's the difference. There's more of those guys. And, the guys that don't, they don't have longer careers.
Yeah.
Because they're always trying to replace you. They're always trying to find someone smarter, that's cheaper, that's stronger, that's faster. That's the competition and the capitalist way of this sport.
Yeah.
It's American what do they call it? Meritocracy?
Meritocracy. That's what I love about sports, though. It's a pure meritocracy. Pure merit, not a meritocracy, just a meritocracy.
There it is.
Now you're
Shador Sanders.
You're super fascinated with, you knew the Montana State quarterback. Are you watching college guys and following them to the pros, or did this come from Minot State?
I've always, for
Being
whatever
a quarterback
reason,
there,
people ask me if I weren't doing what I was doing, what I do. I'm like, maybe a scout.
Love that.
I love watching
scout.
I love following quarterbacks from high school.
One handsome scout.
I love following these guys from high school to find out what schools they go to predicting which ones are going to do well in the NFL once they get there. It depends on obviously which team they end up with and how much support they're going to get. But I just love that. I just love, following these guys from whatever school. I didn't do it so much this year because I was working, but usually that's what I'm all about, is watching who's going to go where.
What was the favorite moment of your playing career? What's the first thing you think about when you think about your playing career? Because you love the fucking sport, bro.
I mean, I played. It's like
it a high school game?
It's so long ago now.
There's something that sticks out, though. Everyone has that one play that you wish you could have or that you did.
I think what it was for me when I was a freshman at Minot State University, go Beavers.
Go Beavers.
Let's go, shout out.
Buckshot's the man.
They put me in as freshman. We were down. We're getting our ass kicked by Southwest Minnesota State or something. And they put me in, and I threw for 4 touchdowns and 215 yards in the fourth quarter. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go pro. And then I never saw the field again until my junior year.
Yeah.
But no, that was it was one of those moments that I just couldn't miss. It was just bomb and
the zone. You're in the zone.
And that to me was one of those moments that I just love sports. And those moments when you just get into that zone, you just can't seem to miss, whether it's basketball or golf or whatever it is. It just feels easy.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments for me at Minot State. We had a good team. We went to, we were NAIA and we went to the Final Four, I think my freshman or sophomore year. Yeah. Which for, it's NAIA football, but it was still football.
Still good football. The thing is, there's guys from your era that made it to the league. It's just those schools are going to get hurt now with NIL.
Yeah.
Because if a kid pops off at college, he's going to dip out to the Pac-12 or go to the MAC for a year, and then after the MAC, he's going to go to the Big 12. It's just a pro football now. It's crazy.
It really is crazy. We're developing a show based on all this stuff. Which it was called QB Gambit, based on focused on the quarterback position. We could do spin-offs on the receiver position or whatever, because there's money out there. But the way these quarterbacks move around, and it changes the trajectory of not only his career, but that school's path and that conference's path. I mean, look at the Caleb Williams, Spencer Rattler, Jackson Dart scenario.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb went to Oklahoma, pushed Spencer to South Carolina. Then Caleb moved to USC, pushing Jackson Dart to Ole Miss. And these schools, you know,
And they're all rich.
Now they are. Now they're all doing all right. But, you know, it really does change it.
It does.
But, you know, for schools like NDSU, who really get hurt by this NIL, this transfer portal thing, because are you familiar with NDSU at all?
Well, I know of them.
Yeah, I mean, so they're like Alabama was for all those years. They've won like 8 of the last 10 national championships. They're really good, and they put a lot of guys in the NFL.
Trey Lance, right?
Trey Lance, the
Carson
last
Wentz.
5 quarterbacks now have gone to the NFL.
What's his name? Carson Wentz went there,
They
right?
went Brock Jensen, Carson Wentz, Trey Lance, Easton Stick, and now Cam Miller.
Stick.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not superstars, but they're
Still
still
NFL
going to the
talent.
point. You know, it's like it's hard to go to the NFL. You know,
The
And so
Bison.
The Bison.
Bison.
the Bison. So my point is that NDSU, being this powerhouse of us, you know, they're one division down from the big boys, but they're really good. And every year they play one of those teams, and always, usually, if they don't beat them, it's really close.
Yeah.
NDSU now has a big problem with these guys who are popping off.
Dipping.
Gone. But my thinking is there's also guys at Clemson or whatever school who are supposed to be the guy that aren't the guy but are just right there that might go down to NDSU to get a real shot
Yeah.
to make sure they play. I don't know. Do you think that's a
My university, Kent State University, is in the same predicament. We're a lower mid-major 1A school that was probably in the last 5% of budgeting for their program, which means no money, no coaches, no players, no nothing. So, you know, it's going to be tough for those schools. You're going to have hell of car salesmen that's going to sell to these kids.
lot of these guys are coming. A lot of these
But
big
if you go
schools.
to Clemson, you know, if
Some of
you're-
those guys aren't going to play. They're going to want to go play somewhere.
Louisiana Lafayette's in the Mountain West. They're still one. They still or go to a different. The thing is, they're North Dakota State and Kent State. They're so low on the totem pole. You got to pray and hope that the kids from the area that comes back and bounces back. So it's just
But don't you think that if you're a school like I think NDSU is a different scenario because they've been
well, like App State. It's like App State too.
Yeah.
Appalachian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
if it's a really good program because the ultimate goal is to go to the NFL,
Yeah.
right? And if you're a program that might not be the Clemsons and some transfers came in that were getting all this NIL money that knocked you out of your spot, I don't know. It just feels like those guys who are right there, maybe the second stringers might want to pop down to.
Definitely, and they might get a little check. You know, you get the local Arby's to give them $50,000, or you know the car salesman give them some stuff. But then you get him for 1 year, he balls out after that, and you're trying to get the chemistry. Where's he gonna go?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It's just
well, I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think you're right because like having North Dakota State be kind of like a backstop for quarterbacks, it's
Yeah.
kind of like how Alabama was for coaching staff for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Like you have these head coaches go out, flame out,
Sarkisian,
do a coordinator position under Saban, and then they get the head coaching job. So maybe that can be a backstop
because
for
they are
quarterbacks.
because they've been so successful. They're still a launching pad to go to the NFL. Just maybe not Clemson or Alabama or some of the other ones. Don't you think that these schools? There's got to be some regulation on this. I don't.
they get it's still the Wild Wild West. There's no rules.
I don't mind it. Actually, I don't. I think these kids should get money, and they should have the ability to move around. But they should have to. There should be some kind of contract. They
shouldn't be
2
2
years.
years. There shouldn't be 2 transfer portals. That's if you're going to sign with a team, you shouldn't have 2 free agency processes. This will start getting to be like pro football when they unify, when the kids unify, whatever they call it, and then someone's going to come out and try to make some kind of law for this, whether it's the NC2A, whether it's the 2 conferences, the 3 conferences, whether it's Nick Saban. There's no laws to even break right now.
Yeah.
So these kids, if you're a kid, you do the same thing. You got to do what's best for you. But until there's laws made, but no one knows who's going to make the laws and no one knows who can enforce the laws because everyone's terrified of getting sued by, you know, the workman's whatever thing. Like it's just the wild, wild west. Until there's some regulations on this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I think that there should maybe be, like you said, either you can't transfer twice or you have to stay at school at least 2 years. There's got to be some
contract.
regulation.
Yeah.
It's not a contract.
You know, maybe a contract that makes you like that way. You're just not bouncing from school to school.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good thing anyway for these. On the one hand, I think it's a good that they should be able to make money and move to where they have the best shot. But I don't necessarily think it's good for them. You look at like Brock Purdy and some of these quarterbacks that stuck around for 4 years. They're so much more ready when they get there. Like Carson Beck, I'm worried that dude is just, he's all about that money.
Yeah.
Are these NFL teams going to think that's a good thing?
It is a little bit of a red flag when guys are starting to hit adversity and just jumping ship.
Yeah.
You know, you want your guys to feel failure.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm sure that the people that are evaluating these guys are having to adjust to.
Yeah.
Because it's a new generation. It's a new kid. It's a new type of person. Every old generation says that the same thing about the younger generation.
Yeah.
You know, there's the same thing about me being on Instagram, the first guy in the locker room on an Instagram from the old cats. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's the same shit. You know, we'll see where it goes.
You're doing workout videos, bro.
I know. I'm posting like my meals at that point. It was like 2012.
You know, you were doing TikTok dance videos before.
They didn't have TikTok yet.
No, you're the first one.
No.
Putting on that
I
sepia
see
filter.
you doing TikTok dance videos.
Just to put a quick button on what Josh's original point here, 500 players have transferred just this offseason from FBS down to FCS. So we are seeing it.
Oh, so
There you
they're
go.
going from down to, okay, yeah.
500 so far.
And NDSU would be one of those schools they would go to because they have a real shot to go to the
Tradition.
that's just a theory, but I'm just wishful thinking.
Dude, you're on the.
No,
You
I
gotta
like
you gotta
that.
pursue this scout thing, man.
Right?
You were on the money.
We got to get you in there.
Back to the scout thing. Was there any like quarterback specifically you remembered that was like that's going to be a guy, and then they went on to be someone that was good?
Aaron Rodgers.
Boom.
At
I
Berkeley.
mean, he wasn't that big of a stretch to say he's going to.
Yeah,
but
I
he
just
fell.
remember watching him like this dude he puts it right on the money. Even in college, he was like so pinpoint.
he was so high. Remember, he used to keep his ball real high.
Yeah.
He used to throw to one of my hometown friends, Jonathan McConan.
Shout out.
We used to work out together, and he was catching balls from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Damn. I was at Berkeley. I liked Berkeley. That's where I grew up.
Oh, really?
I grew up in Northern
You're
California,
From, where in Northern California?
Redwood City. So I was like right in the
Okay.
right next to Palo Alto,
Yeah.
on the peninsula. But I always liked Berkeley because of Aaron Rodgers and those
Yeah.
teams. You know, and they were always pretty much the better team out of Berkeley and Stanford. Stanford didn't get hot until like I left.
When I first moved to California from North Dakota, I lived in Rohnert Park.
Yeah.
You know where that is between Palo Alto or Petaluma and Santa Rosa?
That's
That's
north. Bay.
north, yeah. It's up there.
Yeah, that's so like.
But I dated a girl from Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Did you go to University Street? Go
I
take
don't
her
remember.
take her down to nice little
I don't know. I was so
beats in my
new.
heart back in those
I was
days.
just like, this kid from North Dakota dating a girl from California.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, look at me, mama.
Look at me now.
So you're from North Dakota. You played football. You have an infatuation with sports. How the hell did you become an actor?
You know, I think I always had this dream about doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I think like a lot of people, like you know, growing up in North Dakota, you don't have a lot of opportunity for that. It's just like there's no entertainment avenues for anything like that. So I just thought that it would be. I dreamt about, you know, that would be cool to be in a movie. But then I was, you know, as I got older, I moved to California to go to. I was trying to go to dental school in either UCSF or USC or one of those schools. That's at least what I told my mother. But I think I had this. I just wanted to go dip my toes in the water to see if I had the guts to do it more than anything, because I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was so new to California, to the whole thing, that I just wanted to feel it out. And I think that that's how I started. And then I ended up getting an agent that started sending me out on TV commercials. I
Soap operas,
modeled
All
for
My
a
Children.
second. It was pretty.
I think my mom saw you, bro.
On All My Children.
Oh, I
I
think
was on that for 3 years.
I know. I think
Angie.
she still be talking about you, dog.
Leo Dupree. It was, but that was the soap was a few years after all that. There's a lot of
Equity you had to put in.
rejection before that. And then I got the job on All My Children. Moved to New York. I did that for 3 years, but that was the best thing that ever could happen to me as far as the acting stuff, because it's like boot camp. You know, you literally, because I was so green when I first got there. I couldn't even believe that I was going to be on TV. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I got this. I was like, holy shit. They're going to be watching me at home. I'm going to be on TV. And I remember that's all I could think about when I was first walking out on my first scene. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV. And I had my leather pants on and my mohair and turtleneck sweater.
Oh, that's swag.
And my long duster leather jacket. I was like
Tight.
the Euro trash grifter.
Fuck yeah, dude. Was that your moment? That was
That
your
was
moment?
my moment. I had to walk on stage and I had to walk out this. It was in this restaurant scene with Elizabeth Banks.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Pittsfield.
It was like her first thing too. It was so weird because it was like we were both brand new. And I was this Euro trash grifter trying to get a free breakfast.
Did you get it?
She says, and I still remember the line. I was like, "Good morning, Rosalie.
Hey, good morning.
Breakfast was so good that I thought I'd come back for lunch."
Oh really?
Riz.
That's it.
Oh wow. You almost got me.
And I needed like 4 takes because I couldn't remember that. It was like I was so nervous. Good morning, Rosalie. Lunch was so good I thought I'd come back for. Wait, no, sorry. Breakfast is so good. I'm sorry. Can I try one more time? There it is. There's my leather duster. There's Elizabeth Banks.
Young. Tall.
I look exactly like that still, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, that was the beginning.
Man. So
A long time ago now.
would you ever want to make a movie off a specific athlete or like a sport movie? What's your dream sport movie or athlete to play?
Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton. I used to love Fran Tarkenton because I never saw him play, but my dad
I
always
didn't
talked
either.
about him.
I don't ever remember him. I think I was too young.
I was too young,
How
but
old
I
are you, by
love.
the way?
I'm 38.
Yeah, I'm 52.
Look my age, bro.
Yeah, right.
Couple of hunks on the couch.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm trying to think of what that might be.
You got to be a quarterback. Maybe the Brady movie. Maybe we make you the Brady movie, the Brady biopic.
You could play a 40-year-old Brady.
You could play easy a 32 to 45-year-old Brady. We could get you right.
Easy money.
What an Aaron Rodgers movie.
Oh, I like
You
that.
love Aaron Rodgers,
No,
huh?
it's
What the fuck is
well, no,
this?
No, I was just maybe I do. Maybe I got a secret crush
It's
on
like
Aaron Rodgers.
3 Aaron Rodgers
No,
answers.
no, because I was thinking it's kind of like a sport movie, but it's also like
A mushroom movie.
mushroom movie.
Psychedelic, yeah, I like
It's like
that.
it goes into like some weird psychedelic thing.
Well, there's some soap opera
You know?
shit in Brady's life too.
Yeah, what is it now? I don't know.
know.
I haven't been following.
I don't know, me either. Let's go back in time around where the game took place, January 14th, 2018, the 2017 season, but it takes place in 18. Always confuses us here
people.
in the Nut House.
Me included.
Number 1 movie, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. You know what? I liked it. I was a huge Jumanji original fan with Robin Williams,
Williams.
R.I.P. Love that guy. That was pretty good, though. They gave some homage to the old one, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Number 1 song, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, featuring Beyonce.
Shout out.
I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
Do you
Drawing
remember
a
that?
blank here. I don't really remember this Jumanji either.
I think these movies and songs are worth moving right past.
Paddington. My
Patty was
daughter
good.
loves those
I,
movies.
Tanya was great.
Tanya was
I,
great.
Tanya,
Paul
never
Walter
saw
Greatest
it.
Showman.
You should watch that.
I know.
We just had Paul Walter Hauser on the show.
I remember when that went down.
Yeah, me too.
I was like in 3rd grade.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan.
That's a crazy.
That's
What
a
a story.
crazy story.
That's a sports movie right
You
there.
know what it is? I'm going to change my Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. Ooh. That is a great story.
Bake Show?
This dude.
Heisman Trophy of this year?
Yeah, but think about this dude, his career. He walked on at
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, right?
Tech. Balled out.
Balled out.
Went to Oklahoma.
Then decided to walk on at Oklahoma. He didn't have a scholarship when he went there. I think that was sort of like the.
We'll have one for you, maybe.
He knew he was going to get one. Balls out there. Ends up winning the Heisman Trophy, and then goes on to be the number 1 pick.
And
he won a playoff game for the Browns.
he won 2 playoff games in
That's where they
different
opened the Bud Light
conferences.
fridges.
Which people don't realize that hasn't been done that often.
Dude is a winner. Very similar to what the hell's his name? Quarterback for the Eagles.
Hurts.
Jalen
Yes.
Hurts.
With
God, I can't
Alabama
remember
and
his-
Oklahoma.
Grinders.
Yes.
Those are grinders.
That dude also I have
Winners.
mad respect for because of
Perseverance.
what he endured
So you
without.
must like Ward then, because he's a grinder. He was a zero
Cam Ward.
star
Zero
in
stars.
high school
Really?
to the number 1 pick.
Incarnate
Wow.
word.
I haven't paid much attention this year.
I haven't watched him as much
It's a
either,
late quarterback year.
but that story right there tells me like he's got dog in him.
But do you remember Jalen Hurts when he lost the job to Tua?
Yeah,
In the national
middle of the
championship
game.
In the national
Yeah, that was
championship
this
game.
year.
Didn't make a peep. Next year he comes back, right? Didn't he go back to the next year?
Oklahoma.
Like, didn't play again. Or did he leave that next
He
year?
sat behind Tua the next year.
Yeah.
I think he
he
did
sat-
sit behind Tua
Yes.
the next year. Then he transferred.
Then he-
but even when he sat behind Tua, he was still a total class act about it.
He's a
I
pro.
always really respected that dude for that. He was, and then to see him do as well as he has in the NFL is pretty cool.
Do we think Baker Mayfield will ever win a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Tampa?
I like that new receiver they just got. They got some receivers.
Yeah.
That's a conference where you can come out strong.
Yeah,
Everyone's kind
I
of.
wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't bet against.
I wouldn't
it,
bet against
but I
Baker.
wouldn't put it on it.
He's a grinder, man. I love him.
Yeah, let's jump into this game real quick. These
Heck yeah,
games
let's
and break
get
down
into
these teams.
Saints real quick. These were the Sean Payton-led Saints. Went 11-5 here.
See,
Won the
Dennis Allen
NFC
we were
South.
talking about the Dr. Blitz. What did they call him? The Bounty Gate guy.
Greg Williams.
no,
He
that was-
wasn't,
that was-
there anymore.
No, he wasn't, but he was there when the year that they played the Vikings in the NFC Championship.
Okay. All right.
And they took Favre out. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
A little hot
So
sauce
that
on it.
so you kept
So
that.
I already had a thing for him, and then for him to like do that after he thought he was going to win. Like, oh yeah, what? I was like, this motherfucker.
Can you explain to us the skull clap? When did that happen? When did that
I
start?
think it comes from Iceland.
2,000 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was very
Yeah,
Nordic,
it's like
yeah.
it's just a thing that they've always done that they adopted about. 10,
Is there a
15
lot of
years.
Scandinavian people there?
Oh yeah,
it is.
North Dakota, Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's all Norwegian, Swedish, Finnish.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was Alvin Kamara's rookie year. Marcus Lattimore
Stud.
was a beast this year. Some other names out there.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey
I
Hendrickson.
forgot about he was
You
on
forget
the
about the
Saints.
Saints years. He
forget
balls out
about
in
the
Cincy
Saints
now,
years.
but remember those Ted Ginn, Cam Jordan. I mean, this was a
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. A little bit of a bridging of the eras with the Saints here. This kind of ushered in
Yeah.
Shout
the
out to
Saints we
Ginn.
know today.
We trained together at the Speed and Strength in Euclid, Ohio.
That's right, baby. And they're back after 3 7-9 seasons, back in the playoffs after that drought.
So I played with a lot of guys that played with Sam Bradford, and every guy says how good he really was. It's a shame he could never stay healthy.
Yeah.
Because, like, they were lighting it up with him the year before or something. He was doing well, and then he got hurt again.
Yeah.
Put
It's
up
kinda
crazy
like,
numbers.
Kind of like Carson. You know,
Yeah.
Carson he started out
Hot.
fire. I always loved that dude too. I feel
He could have won
Dakota boy.
MVP.
Yeah. What do you remember about these Saints teams other than Dr. Blitz and Bounty Gate?
Well, I mean, as soon their whole trajectory changed when they got Breeze.
Yeah.
You know,
So they
and,
were
you know,
always-
and you got to give Peyton credit because he really got that team believing because they were terrible for so long.
Yeah.
Breeze, Peyton, they really sort of turned it around.
Young Cam Jordan. Michael Thomas was getting 100 catch
Beast.
seasons like it was his freaking job.
Nothing.
This was like the start of it. He went 104, and then I think the next year he went to 125. Then the year after that, 150.
He's a stud.
And
Is
then
he still playing?
no, and then after that, it
kinda like fell off.
Never happened again.
Isn't he related? He's a cousin or nephew of.
He is a nephew of Keyshawn Johnson. And then
He's
he is
coming here
also
Thursday.
Let's
Anyway,
break down these
he's a
Vikings,
stud.
Jackie.
13-3 Vikings, best season since 1998, the 15-1
Wow.
team. Randy Moss's rookie year. We all remember how that one came to an end, unfortunately.
Shout out Randy.
Yeah, Chris
We're
Carter.
thinking
Still too
about you.
soon.
Never
Falcons.
too soon.
Still too soon. Dalvin Cook, rookie year, balled the heck out in his first 4 weeks. Got an ACL injury in Detroit. Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon filled in to make a pretty darn good backfield. They were Sam Bradford went down week 5. Case Keenum took over, came in and balled out himself. 10-1 in his absence. That's Bradford. That is first playoff
Thielen.
bye since 2009. So they were getting that bye as the number 2 seed, and then the second year of US Bank Stadium.
Also,
new
Adam,
joint.
do we do Adam Thielen?
Adam Thielen,
Stefon Diggs,
Diggs,
too.
can't not
Swaggy
talk
as
about
hell
those
at the Met
dudes.
Gala.
Looking great.
Yeah,
Now he's our guy.
he's on
Thank
the Pats
God.
now.
Is he?
Yeah, we got Diggs.
No kidding.
Yeah, we just signed
Just
him.
signed him, yeah.
We signed him 17
Who's going to be
mil.
your quarterback?
Drake
Oh,
May,
yeah,
baby.
May.
Young
May.
buck.
That's right. That's right.
He's paired up with Josh McDaniels.
How's he going to do?
think he's going to do better this year.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. They addressed the offensive line, which they needed to. You got to protect him before anything. I like the little Hendrickson out of the backfield, the Ohio State running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good with pass protections. He's really good in the pass game. We just so happen to have the guy who called plays who threw the ball to running backs 12 times in Super Bowls with James White and Shane Vereen. Don't forget about Marshall Faulk. All-time great third down possession receiving running backs.
Yeah.
Going to be paired up with that. I'm excited. I'm excited. Vrabel at the helm.
I do think May's going to be a good quarterback, though.
You know, he's got a lot of the stuff. He's just got to go do it.
And Vrabel's their head coach now, right?
Vrabes.
Wow, that's cool.
You met Vrabes?
Never.
He's a cool dude.
He seems like he's a great coach.
He's like a big grizzly bear.
Yeah.
We go to the Derby. We went to Derby a couple times
He just
together.
looks like a head coach, doesn't he?
Dude, the guy's got a pack of skull in his lip with a heater. Fucking the guy he's everything you want your head coach to be, but smarter as a whistle. You know, but also will fucking alpha you.
Smarter as a whistle?
You said he'll alpha you?
Yeah. He'll alpha the fuck out of you.
Yeah. He seems like that kind
He's
of.
just because he's done everything.
That's why he's a head coach. He caught a lot of passes. Remember those
Touchdown
he catch a lot
passes.
of
Right.
touchdown passes. Yeah.
Touchdown passes.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl, too. I think he's got 2 or 3 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, insane.
I never played with Vrabes, but in our locker room, he had this legacy about how smart he was. But get back to the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Bradford gets hurt. Case Keenum comes in. What were your thoughts coming into this game?
Honestly, it's a blur until that last catch. I just remember we were up. Oh my God, they're coming back. Oh my God, they took the lead with 15 seconds or whatever it was left.
Who you at the
And
game
I was
with?
like, they did it again. So,
Friends? Like
I was with one of my buddies, probably Bob Schwartz or Greg Cheddar, one of those guys.
Heck
like
yeah.
a buddy game guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you bring one of the buddy game
It's
guys.
always one of those guys.
And so you guys, are we pre-gaming in the fucking tailgate in 1 degree weather?
Oh, yeah.
Shirts off,
I
beers
think-
up.
Was it the year before that Walsh missed the field goal against the Seahawks? No, this was this would have been 2 years after that.
Yeah, because they went 8-8 and missed the playoffs the year before that.
Yeah, but the year before that, they played outdoors at the Gopher Stadium.
Yeah,
you know?
well,
that was
we
so
played
fun.
there.
Yeah,
I played
15-16
there.
season.
What time of year? Was it cold?
No, it was the first game of the year. We went, and it was fucking hot though.
So that's why this was so great because, you know, it just, you're talking about 98 when they went 15-1, heartbreak. Ugh. And then however many times after that. And then, you know, the 2 years before this, which would have been 2015?
16 season.
16. Walsh misses that kick
27-yarder.
to lose the game.
Oh, I forgot
and
about that.
here we go. This game, we're up, and then they come back, and then for Diggs to make that catch and to win the game was just nobody could believe it. The place was on fire.
Oh, man.
It was
Literally.
unbelievable.
A guy that was in a wheelchair stood up, you said.
I might have picked him up. I don't remember.
Bro, that's why sports rock.
What's the go-to refreshment and food item at a stadium?
Oh,
are
I
you in a
love this.
box? Or are you with the regular
I have
folks?
season tickets.
Box season tickets?
No. I don't ball like you.
Man of the people.
Oh, yeah. Ball. I'm not balling. Ballless.
No, I have these seats that I got ever since they opened the stadium. They're not even real low, but they're in this great little balcony area where you can get out. It's like only 2 rows, and you can kind of get out and go to the bathroom or go get a beer. Or go
Do you
to
know
hot
like
dog.
the chauffeur lady that because you go all the time? Like, hey Debbie, how you doing?
Honestly, I haven't been to those seats. I've been to a couple games these last couple years, but I've given those seats away.
Yeah.
Because I had friends that had boxes or suites or whatever, so we'd go do that. But they take great care of you at that stadium. They really do.
Now,
So it's a hot dog and beer usually.
hot dog and beer can't go wrong. Good hot dog over here at this US Bank Stadium. Probably good with sausages. You know, you're close to that sausage world, Norwegian.
What's the regional beer in Minnesota?
I personally love Busch Light.
Busch Light.
I'm a Busch Light guy.
I like that.
My type of guy.
That's our kind of guy.
My type of guy. I was more of a natty guy. That's all I could afford, but
I'm more of a Coors Light man myself.
Now we're
We're
Coors
Coors,
Lights,
though.
guys.
We're Coors now.
Coors Light.
We're
Yes,
Coors.
Yes, Coors.
when you're not at a game, what's the watching spread? How are you watching game? Are you watching with people that know football? Or are you having fucking parties with all these Hollywood A-listers because you're an A-list? You know, are you having people that don't love the sport there? Or are you fucking buddy game only? My boys, we got nachos, beers, and we're watching the fucking game. Which one is it?
You know, it depends. I don't really have a lot of, I have a bunch of friends in Los Angeles. I've been here for a long time. But if I'm going to be hanging with a bunch of guys, it's usually my guys back home.
Love that.
Or it's at home with my wife, my son. I've turned him into a total Vikings fan, which is great.
Good dad, yeah.
You know, it just kind of depends. There's no real. We've been moving around a lot the last couple of years, so it's either we're at the cabin or we're here or we're somewhere working. So I just try to find. I love a good sports bar. Find a good sports bar where you can see all the games happening. I'm in a pool. I've been in a pool for the last 15 years, and that's a lot of fun. So I don't bet much. It's mostly just my pool. We play against the spreads, and that's it.
Yeah. Like the pool stuff.
Survivor action. I like that.
Jackie, break down this game.
Well, this game can really be summed up by being a tale of two halves. I know that sounds cliche.
I love this.
But honestly, 17-0 at the half, getting after Breeze all first quarter, sacks, stopping the run, doing whatever it takes. The defense was flying around. Harrison Smith, all the guys, you know him.
Pressure in the middle of the pocket with Breeze. Can't see.
Can't see. He's up on his tippy toes.
Zimmer's
his
over here
tilted
dialing
back.
all these ETTs games.
Dialed up. Second half, though, starts to get hot with Michael Thomas.
Game of
Starts
adjustments.
whittling away at that lead. You get a Case Keenum interception at the end of the third. Not good. Midway through the fourth, we got a blocked punt.
Oh, shit.
And we know the stats. If you block a punt in the game, some experts say you have a 90% chance of winning.
90?
Some
Really?
experts say. Some of these statistician cats.
You're Ernie Adams, if you will.
If you will. So we hit a field goal with 1:29 left. Shout out to Kai. 23-21. Minnesota's back up. 29 seconds left. Big stop on third down. 3rd and 1. Forces the New Orleans field goal. Drill it. We're down 24-23.
How many
That
seconds
takes-
left?
That's 29 seconds left. That takes us to 3rd and 10. Our own 39.
with 29 seconds left.
Now it's down to 10.
10. Okay, yeah.
We're down to 10 seconds.
2 plays.
2 plays.
19 seconds off.
Yes. Get out of bounds, everyone's thinking.
Everyone's
Big
thinking.
chunk, get out of bounds.
Celtic. Let me get 3 to the sideline.
He
that
was
what they say?
Diggs was probably even thinking I'm getting out of bounds.
Right.
But I was like, there's nobody around me. I'm just going to keep running to the end zone.
Zimmer's like, get out of bounds. 3rd and 10, 10 seconds left, no timeouts. 39-yard line, backed up to the corner, 61-yard bomb, the catch and run. Diggs,
Missed tackle.
Minneapolis Miracle, baby.
It was
Place goes
unbelievable.
wild. Guys that are quadriplegics can stand. Anything can happen.
So after the game, are
Unbelievable.
you planning? We're going to the NFC Championship. Did you go to the NFC Championship?
Was was when we played Philly that year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going. I remember being outside. I think I posted, Dilly, we're going to Philly.
This was Dilly.
Fucking dilly.
Dilly, we're going to Philly.
Man, how do you celebrate a game like this?
Like
When
that.
you're in-
Oh, yeah, and it was freezing outside. We were so excited to go to Philadelphia and then just laid an egg.
Laid an egg. And then I see you 2 weeks later at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
We were out and about.
That's right,
Boy, how
that's
fucking
right.
freezing was that Super Bowl? It was minus 11.
Yeah. It was a rough one. I was really upset that we weren't in that Super Bowl. I thought for sure we were going to go.
That would have been crazy.
It would have been great.
Because look at LA won the Super Bowl in LA, right?
Yep.
Tampa won it in Tampa.
Yep.
You
This
guys
would've
could have
preempted
started
that.
that kickoff.
I know.
What's the fallout of this game, Jackie? The aftermath.
This would be the first NFL playoff game to end in a walk-off TD. The Minneapolis
Hold on,
Miracle.
before we do that, the Falcons Super Bowl 51 ended off with a walk-off TD too. Is this just like
This
a
is
regular?
before.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's before. No, it's not
No,
before.
this is after.
Yeah.
I think it's over
But
time.
regulation-
Regulation.
Regulation.
Yes.
Okay.
Regulation.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Regulation.
No. All good.
Continue.
Good. The Minneapolis Miracle.
Stat
that
Nazi.
became a trademarked phrase. Everybody knows that one. All-time sports lore. Minnesota would fall to Philly in the NFC Championship game, unfortunately, and the Eagles would then defeat the Patriots at U.S. Bank. In Super Bowl 52, minus Jules, 41-33, we couldn't get a stop to save our lives.
I don't think I could have helped the defense.
Hey, I've seen you out there,
Because
cornerback.
you were hurt. How'd this go down
I
again?
tore my ACL in the preseason.
But that's right. So you were there, but when I met you,
we were just out and about. I think
because this was a day or two before the Super Bowl.
before Super Bowl festivities.
I was like,
Man, you were hanging out with everybody cool at that Super Bowl.
Yeah, baby.
Josh.
Oh fuck! It was at the Armory. Was it J-Lo playing? J-Lo was playing.
Someone
right?
was playing.
J-Lo was performing. The Armory. I remember the Armory because my buddy Ross Goulet. That's where the Lakers used to play when they were in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That old Armory they were in.
Cool.
And now they've converted it into this great little venue for musical
Concerts.
acts.
Love
And
that.
he's the guy that did all the AV, all the sound, and all the video in that place.
I
And
wonder-
it just rocks.
I wonder how technical Beyonce's people, how hard it was maybe to work with them because they probably wanted like pitch perfect.
Well, it's J-Lo, right?
J-Lo.
Yeah, it was J-Lo. I think
Same
it was.
thing.
I think it was J-Lo.
Regardless, those.
Yeah,
They want that shit.
Oh, she likes things. She likes it to be. She's very.
You worked with J.
I have worked with her, and she's great.
Yeah.
she really is. But she's a perfectionist, man.
Perfectionist. I like that.
You need that for greatness.
No, you can't hate on that.
What's the legacy of this game, Josh?
I think this is when the Vikings started to believe that we could. Well, because a couple years ago we were close too. I don't know what the legacy here is.
Yeah, it's a tough
You
one.
know, it's sort of the same story that we've always had to kind of deal with the Vikings. There, this is that game that oh my God, this is the year. This is the year. We're going all the way, and then boom, the next week we didn't.
Yeah.
So I try not to get too high or too low. I do believe that KOC's got the right stuff to get this team there. I really do. I think he's an amazing coach. He seems like I've never met him, but he seems
Flo
like a
on
great
D.
guy.
Brian Flores.
Flores on defense.
He's crazy.
I mean, they've got the right guys sort of leading the team. It's just a matter of hopefully it's just a matter of time because Minnesota deserves a Super Bowl.
They
I
do.
think it's the most winning team
Yep.
ever to won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right?
They've been to 4, right? Back
Been to
in the
4 of
day.
them. I think they have the most playoff wins
Yep.
and the most wins for any team that has never won it. I think some crazy stat.
I have a pitch for the legacy of this game, and I think it's as a casual or as a Patriots sport fan. I'm not a Vikings fan or whatever. When plays like this happen, it makes every single game you watch better because you know that it's not over to the end.
Yeah.
You know that this can happen because you've seen it.
Yeah.
So like when your team's down 2 scores and it's looking bleak and there's a thing here and you're 3rd and 15. There's a touch of hope because you've seen someone do it at some point at a high level. And so games like this really make the sport better.
Yeah.
Every single game.
Legacy of this game is A New Hope.
Amen. baby.
Yeah.
Is that a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, it's the first one.
I like that. Let's name the game the Minneapolis Miracle.
There's no other names for
There's
this.
no other.
We usually
But
give
wasn't
options,
there
but-
another miracle in Minneapolis?
Seems a little. I didn't love the name of that. I think PA Paul Allen named it that. The Minneapolis Miracle.
What would you name it?
I think it's a bit of a mouthful.
It is tough. I'm not good with the mini.
I think PA is one of the best in the whole business. I don't know if you ever listened to him do a play-by-play. But
Yeah.
He's
unbelievable.
incredible.
He's a total homer. He
Yeah.
loves his Vikings, but he is really good. So he's the guy I think named it that. But I think I had to go with Minneapolis Miracle. That rolls off the tongue a little better, no?
The
But
what?
he had to do it in the moment. This was right there.
What would you have gone with?
Minneapolis or the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah, Minnesota Miracle.
I like the Minnesota Miracle more. That's what we're gonna call it.
How about the Minicle?
The Minicle.
A
Whoa.
little bit of a portmanteau, if you will.
Minicle.
I like that.
The Minicle. The Minicle game. Score the game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Josh, stakes of this game, divisional round, 1 to 10, decimals okay.
I'll give it an 8.
You know what? That's an integrity
I
type
like that.
score.
That is
Because
very
it's
integrity
not
score.
the Super Bowl. The stakes aren't all the way there, but it was a big one. It was
Still
a
winner
big
go
one.
home.
Yeah.
It's win or go home. I'm going with an 8 as well.
I like that. I went with a 9-1.
I went to 8-7.
Okay.
Star power. You were at the game. Who's at the game? The
What
players
do you
on
mean?
the
You're
game.
talking about the players?
Star power, however you want to
In
think.
the building.
Anyone in the building? Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Hall of Famer.
I mean, Keenum was not a star. He was a hell of a player, but not like a big name.
Right.
Diggs was not really a star yet. He was good.
A lot of future stars.
Yeah, a lot of future stars. I think Peyton and Breeze are probably the two biggest names in this. Mm-hmm. I'll go with. I'll give it a 6.
Ooh, that's an integrity score.
This
like
guy,
that.
integrity score.
Pro score.
I'm going to go with the 6-2.
Now you're just copying me. 6-2. I thought you meant 6.
I went 7-1. Oh,
6.2.
a couple 7-1.
Ooh, me and
Price
Jack
is
both
right,
with the
bitch.
7-1 with Jack.
Gameplay. How the game went back and forth. This was a great game to watch.
It was.
Ooh, dude, this is a 10. This is a 10
Pendulum,
for
we were
me.
swinging, baby.
I'm going to go 9.1. It's going to score high.
This is going to
It
score
really
high.
is. I had an 8-7.
I had an 8-8.
The name of the game, the Miracle game.
Also,
gotta score the name,
the cultural
Josh.
impact of this game, too.
Cultural impact of this game.
Okay, I think
New Hope.
I'll give it a 9.
Very good.
That's a good score.
Love that score.
That's a great score, Josh. That's a top.
These are
that's
pro
a
scores.
9.3 score.
Yep.
Really?
Here at Games with Nagans.
What are you basing this
A
score
lot of
against?
people come in, like Mark Cuban, just says, "Oh, it's all 10s.
Yeah.
It's the best ever." It's like, come on, it's a game 5.
right.
What are we doing here? But
Let's.
no, it's integrity.
I'm going to go with 8.5.
I dig it. 9.5 for me.
I had a 9.3.
Where does this? This is going to rank high. Where does
This
it
is gonna
rank on
high.
our list?
So it's
Deservingly so.
8.32.
It's a fun
baby.
game.
Oh, baby.
8.32. It puts it at the new 27th, just behind the Shrug game, the 1992 NBA
Michael
Finals
Jordan.
Game 1, Blazers versus Bulls, and just ahead of USC 52, Couture versus
Liddell.
Chuck
Oh,
Liddell.
that was a good one.
That was a fun
a
one.
real
We had
good one.
Chuck on here to talk about
Oh,
that.
you did?
The Iceman.
Yeah.
The Iceman. Man,
Iceman.
he was badass.
Could you imagine? He was talking about his going to his kid's soccer game, and some kids were yelling at his kid. Can you imagine Chuck Liddell over in the side with his fanny pack and his goddamn mohawk, and you're yelling at his goddamn kid? I would watch what I was
That's a
saying
death
around
wish
that
right
guy.
there.
Cauliflower ears. You just don't mess with those dudes.
You don't.
And you especially don't mess with their kids.
With mohawks.
With mohawks. The cauliflower
The
mohawk
second you see
combo.
those ears, I'm out.
Josh, we miss anything with this game?
No, man. I think we covered it pretty well. This is. I'm really glad we got to talk about this because this is one of my core memories.
This was a freaking great game to go over. I
So
mean, this
fun.
is especially the time I was playing during this time, and this is an exciting historical game that everyone likes to talk about, and it'll go down for a long time, as it should. You know, these are fun games, like Kyler said, gives teams hope,
Yeah.
gives them hope that,
Yeah.
hey, it
That was
ain't
well
over
said,
till the
Tyler.
fat
Thank
lady
you.
sings. Can we say that anymore?
Yeah.
It's
Fat
opera
lady.
singer.
The plus size
I'm not-
singer.
Plus,
This podcast, you're good.
everyone, got to go check out Ransom Canyon on Netflix now. Watch the first episode.
Fire.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Go to Gatlin.com, baby.
Gatlin.com. Now, I wore some Wrangler and I tucked in my shit because I wanted to be a little cowboy for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. You could have put on a hat and some boots.
I had them, but
did.
I chickened out.
He did earlier.
I didn't know if you would take me serious. Probably would have melted.
Stolen valor.
I am gonna have you come on the show.
Let me know.
Hell yeah.
Do you ever ride a horse?
I've trotted a couple times with my
He's an
daughter.
athlete. He could do it.
I've trotted.
Maybe you could wrestle some cattle or something. Some
Ooh,
steer.
I like that.
I'll fucking
You be
do
a
something.
steer
You
wrestler.
just- Hey, I'm a company guy. You let me know what to do, coach. Everyone
Coachable.
check him out on social media at Josh Duhamel.
Duhamel.
Duhamel. What is that?
It's French. The French say Duhamel.
Duhamel?
Duhamel.
Duhamel.
Yeah.
Josh Duhamel.
They were just talking about you on this week's episode of The Studio.
I heard about that.
So I had your name dialed in pronunciations, and like the joke was that they were mispronouncing your name. So this
So
whole
they were
week I was like, "What's the
mispronouncing your
real
name
fucking?"
too?
I haven't seen it, but I want to see
It's
that.
so funny. It's so
Is
good.
it?
You should watch
Good.
it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, everyone go check him out. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me. Always good to see you.
Man,
So cool.
he's got aura.
Aura, baby.
Aura.
I was just going to say.
He got aura.
I love Josh. He was a beast.
Just cool.
The whole show, I couldn't help but think like him, like walking around as like an 18-year-old in like North Dakota, and all these like the 2,000 people in his town being like, he's gonna be a movie star, and then he did it.
The boy really did it.
We didn't get
Kid
into
done
him
did
being
it.
so handsome that it made him a movie star.
It was the elephant in the room, I'll say. His handsomeness.
Yeah, it was. It was. Cool dude.
Cool
Loves
guy.
ball.
Nose ball.
Nose ball.
Nose ball.
Although to be a Cowboys fan,
That was weird. I didn't
to
expect
be
that.
like counterculture to be a Cowboys fan is a little.
Yeah, would he be the only hipster in North Dakota? Like, just got to go against the crowd, man.
But maybe if you like the Cowboys in the 80s.
He came back around. We'll give him that one.
And it's show on Netflix. I've been watching it. I like it.
Some cowboy energy in it. Yeah, it's James Brolin.
I wanted to ask him, like, what do you do to get in a depressed? He had to be depressed. Like, his wife dies in the first episode. His kid dies
crash.
in the first episode.
Spoilers.
Like, and then he got his
Kelly.
hot high school babe that's trying to take him out. This little filly or a mare, as I learned.
A lot of horse talk.
I've been my daughter likes
season,
horses. We're listening to horse facts. Anything under 4 is a filly, and then after that becomes a mare.
What's a gelding?
Don't know. That'll probably be on the next YouTube.
Yeah, I wanted to pitch Josh. We're talking movies and sports movies.
Yeah.
We remake The Scout with Albert Brooks. Instead of going to Mexico to find a pitcher, it's Josh going up to North Dakota to find some little D2 school guy. I could see this. See, I didn't want to give away the goods when
The
Josh was
scout.
here.
He would be a good scout.
Remake it, baby. I like this idea.
He
likes
could be
Aaron
like
Rodgers.
a guy, but
He does like Aaron Rodgers.
is he too good looking to be a scout though? Billy
could be.
Beam, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I was going to
He
say.
doesn't-
Don't look
The real
pretty.
guy don't look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Brad, he played it, though. It worked
But
for
Josh,
in that sense.
I mean, he could be a former player that got
Yeah.
hurt. We could make that in
yes.
there. Could have been the guy.
See, it's proprietary info, so I didn't want to say it with Josh here. You never know. He might tell it. Next thing you know, I'm cut out of the deal.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
We're
it's on
out of it.
Netflix.
What
So
the fuck?
Yeah.
just save it for the trust
That
tree.
does happen a lot.
Keep it
now.
in the nut house. No one.
We'll
safe in
internalize
that
it.
house.
Looking at you, Peyton Manning.
We'll talk about it on the next our next brainstorm session. Then we'll go to Josh with it.
Then we'll go to
as a
Josh.
united front.
Well, he's loosely
no,
attached.
we cut Josh out of it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, this is Hollywood.
attach
Oh, no.
We attach his names without asking him.
Yeah.
That's what everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? It's going to be a
You
big
see
motion
here?
picture, kid.
Hey, you want to be a movie star, kid? You see? We're over here in Tinseltown, kid. Hey.
Hey, I'm going to get you a 3-picture deal, kid. Cut you out of it.
You see?
Just use your name.
We'll just give you a Cadillac. You see? We'll take everything else.
Look at us.
And now it's time for the Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN.
Love that sound.
When you see that those
Cheers,
mountains
Kai
are
Guy.
blue, you know it's
Blue.
about to rule.
Yeah.
Before we go into the segment, we got a new segment.
What
that
is the
we're
segment?
gonna do. Before we do that, this episode will be coming out. It'll be a week from today, recording it. So this is like today's episode. The Julian got elected to the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It's going to be a week later from when it actually happened, but just for games with names, congratulations.
Thank you,
Congrats,
guys.
brother.
Well deserved.
Get this man a red jacket.
Didn't think I had a chance, boys. Old Vinatieri and Logan Mankins. Honored to be in the sentence with those boys.
Bet against him. Bet against the
Nah,
kid.
it's really cool, man.
It's pretty darn cool.
I think everything happens for a reason. Me being brought to New England, and me being the kind of person I am, I became a person of my environment. And to get to learn from Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, Tom Brady, Wes Welker, Randy Moss, all those, the Matthew Slaters, the Rob Ninkoviches, Devin McCourtys, the James Whites, to get to learn and be around those guys, you had no choice but to bring your A game every day because they always did. So it's pretty freaking cool. You ask me coming out of Kent State, would I be a red jacket guy? Probably say no.
First of all, congratulations.
So proud of you, bro.
It's an honor to have been just a small part of you doing that and getting
Big
to
part.
see doing that.
Did all the
and
social bubs,
is-
part of it.
This is awesome. So congratulations. Audience, we're going to talk about this more on a more recent, so this is go back, watch Dudes on Dudes. We got to do math, but there's more on that later. You had an awesome point in the voice chat that you have about the red jackets being like a British thing.
Yeah.
But Patriots fought the British.
That's what I said. One of the first things I said when I told the group, it's like, yeah, RKK just called me. I'm in the Hall of Fame. But honestly, why are we getting red coats when we defeated the red coats as Patriots? Why don't we get blue coats? I guess it's not as cool.
Everyone that's like the standard blazer.
It's a difference maker.
What about like a metallic silver blazer?
Ooh.
Nah, it'd be too.
Going to put on my shark skin jacket. Yeah, like
Nah, it'd be too much. I get the red coat.
the same goes with the jersey, like the Patriot throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
Amazing, but they're red. I mean,
Yeah. Well, you ever see that clip years ago? Some like Mr. Kraft is like in his like golf cart going through like a tailgate, and a fan goes up to him and is like, "Why the hell is Pat Patriot's like the mascot? Why is his number 0?" And Mr. Kraft's like, "Oh, it is 0." He's like, "What should it be?" It's like, "It should be number 1." And then Mr. Kraft goes, "Oh, okay." The next year, he goes from 0 to 1. So maybe this is a moment you talk to Mr. Kraft, like, "Why is our blazers red?"
I'm not gonna say anything. It's an honor. It was just a random thought. It was in Revolutionary War history mindset.
it's my Roman Empire.
But it's an absolute honor. So many people to thank. You know, so many people part of it. That's a team thing to get there. My family, mom, dad, brother, sister, a little baby girl, Lily, inspiration, and all the people that were involved in helping us prepare as athletes. Marianne and the meal lady girls that prepared our food and took care of us in the dining halls, to Murph and George, the two old guys that used to clean up our laundry that we used to fight all the time almost. Like to Jimmy Whalen and the medical staff, Joe Van Allen and Granito and all the doctors. So many surgeries, so many. The crazy thing is, when you're a professional athlete, you become so close with these medical people because you're getting fixed up all the time. Dr. Theodore with my feet, Anderson with my knee, Asnes. Can't forget Dr. Daddy. He came up to me once and said, "Hey, let Dr. Daddy take care of this." I'm like, "What the fuck? This is pregame, bro." But
I like that.
Moses, Harold, all the guys in the wait staff. Oh, Wojcik, when I was a young guy.
Heck yes.
Scotty O'Brien, love that guy. He
Heard he's got a boat.
He got a boat. He got a bunch of boats out in Wisconsin.
Love that.
He got a bunch of boats. Chatty O'Shea, was my position coach. Ivan Fears, first guy worked me out. Scarnecchio, I heard he stood on the table for me at a juncture of my career. But it's pretty cool.
How cool is it getting to call Frank and talk to it with Pops?
I don't know. I'm not really good at that stuff. I just called me Dad. I made the Mr.
Shot at 87.
Huh?
You're like, I shot at 86. I made the haul.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you lead with the most important news.
Yeah.
The 86.
86,
Awesome day on
nice.
the course.
Break
Then
90,
you get
bro.
to-
I've
yeah.
been fucking grinding.
Dad, I got some great news and I got some good news.
Yeah.
What do you want first?
No, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun day for my family. I don't know when we're doing all this stuff, but my daughter, it'll be cool to see her. Like, she's at an age now where she'll, I don't think she understands how good we were as Patriots. She's too much in this la la land with Lakers and Rams and all this weird stuff. You know what I mean? She don't understand that we were the baddest organization
Sit down and watch the Ty Law
in the
episode of Games
history
with
of this
Names.
stuff. Yeah. 20 years of excellence.
Amen.
Hell yeah.
She'll
So-
learn. She'll learn.
We'll have to
Hopefully.
do something
Hopefully
when,
one day.
whenever the inauguration or thing is, we'll have to do something in Boston.
And thank you guys, the fans, man. You guys,
guys rock.
it was a really cool place to get to play for. And I've said it before that, the New England community, Boston, Providence, the New Hampshires, the Vermonts, the Rhode
Island,
Bangor,
Maine.
all the areas of New England.
Did you get them all? Connecticut?
Well, Connecticut, half of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Because
Rhode
you
Island.
get some weird Pats fans that are Yankees fans,
Giants
down in
fans.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Vermont,
Weird
New
shit.
Hampshire.
And then you get to Connecticut. But
Don't trust them.
I say it all the time. You guys welcomed my family and I, and made us feel like we were part of your community. And now when I fly back to Boston, I feel like I'm going home, more than I do when I come here or my house that I live in now. When I go back to my condo in the Back Bay.
Yeah, baby.
That's when I'm like, all right, I'm at home. I'm fine. That's home. It was there for so long, for 12 years. Not specifically that place, but I was in Foxborough for 4 years and Mansfield and, Plainville and North Attleboro, all the relationships you've gained. You go up to Marblehead up north, it's just, it's really cool and honor to be with some of the greats, with the greats of the organization, which some could say the best organization.
You earned it, brother.
You're going in with Bill Parcells, too.
Oh, Parcells.
Mm-hmm.
I met Parcells on a quick exchange, I think, at a camp practice.
Oh, I would love to have him on the
I
show.
think he may have said something to me. I don't remember, but
He was known to do that.
yeah. No, like some kind of like Parcells shit.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Phil
I'm
said.
excited to get to have a conversation with him, and he's a football legend and huge cornerstone of the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you hear the trees. A lot of the Bills trees comes from Parcells tree.
Oh, yeah?
And then there was Bill Walsh and Parcells. Those were the trees. And it's crazy,
It all goes back to the trees, baby.
All go back to the trees.
Should we do this?
Today, we're introducing a little something new to our post-game segments in honor of Josh and his Buddy Games franchise, real-life event. We're celebrating that and his love for the lake with a little thing we're calling Starting Five. Not just for basketball. We're making Starting Fives applicable to anything you can think of. And today, that is going to be our Starting Five partners we would like for classic yard games. And we are pulling from a pool consisting of former Games with Names guests. So I'm playing lawn darts. Oh, who am I picking? Oh, let's go
Dola's
with,
in there for all those kind of
let's go with
activities.
Dola because his
Dola's
hand-eye
in
is great.
on the starting five because elite hand-eye coordination for any kind of beer game, paddle game, catch game, Joker Squirrely.
Table games, all that.
So, Jack, this is like the best five of
Yes.
a thing
Need
from
him.
a pool of people.
Yes, we have 5 plus a bonus.
So these events are inspired
six-man.
by buddy games.
Yes.
So think like camping, yard games, cookout games.
Yes, and in quasi-draft fashion, Kyler, Jules, and myself will all pick someone to go in our starting five and
Oh,
pair
so
up
we all-
with us.
Yeah.
From the
who-
pool of former
what
guests.
former guests would you have to be your best cornhole partner, I suppose?
Partner, yeah.
Player.
Well, you got to
Player.
go with a quarterback, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
My thoughts
Bledsoe in the
exactly.
backyard was slaying
Oh,
it.
that's a great pick.
Fuck.
Yes. He's about breaking fingers back there.
And that guy likes to drink some wine and play some cornhole.
You just get to touch a buzz on, so just easy peasy.
I bet you he gets better by the
Yeah.
bottle.
Oh, you know it.
All right, Jack, who you going with?
I think I'm going to have to stay in
Wait,
the...
am I going with Drew Bledsoe?
Yeah, you got Drew.
If you
I love
don't,
that
I
pick.
fucking will.
Yeah, if you didn't, I was going to take him.
You take Drew.
I think I'm going to go.
Tom will get mad at me if I pick Drew.
Well, Tom's not a guest,
Oh.
so
Oh, sorry, Tom. You're not invited to the cookout.
Never mind. I think he just did another podcast.
Was he getting his nails done this time? Last time he was getting a haircut.
Yeah, haircut,
Jeez,
nails.
Louise. Acupuncture next week. What do you? I'm going to stay in the quarterback room.
So where'd you go? Did you go Bledsoe?
No, I'm not. I don't know yet.
Okay.
This is for cornhole.
Yeah, that's for cornhole. I'm going Eli Manning. I think Eli down in the SEC, man, he played some cornhole in his day. He just had to drink a beer, chill at the cookout. Him and Cuppo were playing back in the day.
Pick. That's a great pick. Joe.
Eli, you might
You
forget
guys are
Eli was a
crazy.
guest.
I got the
Way back.
ringer.
What do you got?
I'm going with Big Shot Bob.
Oh, that's where I was gonna go.
I love that.
Robert Ory. That Joker can throw a cornhole. That guy don't miss, especially when it's a 19-18 game. We're going to 21. The Joker's gonna three-peat. Pow, pow.
He doesn't miss in the clutch.
I'm going with Drew Bledsoe.
I love it. All right,
Spike ball.
We are moving on to spike ball. A little more physical, a little more movement here. Still got to be athletic. Got to be clutch.
I know who I got.
Lay it on me.
Gronk.
Oh, I love that.
Gronk loves these types of games.
Gronk could just body anyone
I
out
feel
of
like
the way.
Gronk
too
is like
here.
an investor on something.
No, Gronk was
does
always
feel that
really
way.
good at because we used to do a lot of this shit after OTAs. where like we'd all sit there at one house on Payson and fucking we weren't drinking or anything. We were so bored we'd like make little activities and like I'm sure cornhole was there all the
Payson
time.
buddy games. I love that.
Yeah, we'd do shit like that.
Heck yeah. I think
Gronk is
so
a monster at this,
you're
and he
going
can body
Gronk.
everyone. Great range, great hand-eye coordination.
I think I'm going to stay in the vein of big-bodied athletes. I'm going Scal, baby.
Ooh.
Scalabrini.
I like Scal.
good
Good
one.
with the hands.
Ooh, that would be a good matchup.
Yeah, it would be.
Scal and Gronk.
They could box him out. I would like to see that.
Because Scal's like 6'10", right? He's
I think so.
Big dude.
He was big when he came in.
Let me see where Scal's.
Okay, and I'm gonna go with. I think I'm going Danny Amendola here. I like his short area
Oh,
quickness.
when we zig, you're zagging.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
When we
go
zig, you zag, huh?
quickness here.
I like it. I like that kind of guy.
Also, by the way, my team has already got the best vibes. Dola and Bledsoe. Are you fucking kidding
This
me?
is true. Some cool dudes there.
Badminton.
Oh, badminton.
Oh, you
Another
see?
fan favorite.
You may have
I fucked
blew
up.
your load,
You
bub.
got
Yeah.
you got to have the hand eye here.
Oh, what?
Got to have some quickness.
Who do we got? Who do we got for hand-eye?
Oh man.
Oh, I know who I got.
Oh, I know who I got.
I'm still looking.
I'm
Hold
taking
on.
this.
I got this. I
Hold
got
on.
Bears.
Bears. Okay.
Oh, I love that pick,
Bears
bro.
is insane at paddle sports. He was one of the ringers in the locker room at ping pong.
Wow, I never
so if
knew
he's
that.
good at ping pong.
He's great at badminton.
He's probably really good
Wow.
at badminton. And he's like in that culture.
It
of
is
like alternative,
and he's in great shape.
great shape.
I'm going Puka Nakua.
Alternative paddle sports. I love that.
Puka's going to be pretty good too, I bet. He's young. He's going to have so much energy.
And he's going to be a great vibes guy.
Also vibes. I'm drafting for vibes.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going with. I'm thinking he grew up playing this back in the backyard. I'm going Tom Papa, baby.
Tom Papa.
Okay.
You know, he's at the
Yeah,
cookout.
no, I can
he's
see-
playing
You know,
this
at
in
the
the backyard
cookout,
in
he's got a
Jersey.
loaf of bread. My,
Yep,
my
he's-
daughter still talks about that bread.
That day, that sourdough.
Ooh.
Croquet.
Another
Croquet.
Oh, I know exactly.
classic yard game here.
I know I'm going with this.
Where are you going?
I'm going Peyton Manning.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh.
Like darts out there. You know, he's going to be out there fucking giving hot routes. Omaha. Pop.
Guy.
You go.
I'm just thinking about the fit. When you're playing croquet, man, you got to have your khakis. You got to have your tucked in. Maybe a sweater over the shoulder. I'm going Ernie Adams.
Ernie.
Get out there, Ern Dog.
Earn dog. I bet you Ernie's played a bunch of croquet.
What's the
Yes.
fucking the thing he wears? The pattern?
Seersucker. Yeah, it's seersucker.
No,
Oh,
it's
Madras.
seersucker.
Madras.
Madras.
Yeah.
Madras.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ernie in his Madras shirt out here. Ernie can know his way around.
Okay. I'm gonna go stick and ball sport here.
I like this.
So I'm thinking not Jim Craig because he's goalie.
Ah, yes.
Biz or Sean Avery. Now, to Sean Avery, he's kind of a vibes guy, but is he going to disrupt the locker room?
Dude, I
I'm
guarantee
going Paul Bissonnette. I'm going Biz Nasty.
Wow, I
here.
like Biz Nasty here.
Aves is the kind of guy that
Stick
if
and
he's
puck.
on your team, you love him to death.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably a great vibes guy for the team.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I don't know. Can you imagine a conversation
went with
between
stick guy.
Sean Avery and Ernie Adams? Should have went what?
what is this one? Can
Jam.
Oh, Can Jam.
This is the one where you throw the frisbee, got to go like into the little hole in the can. Kind of in the spike ball of the new era of these games.
I know who I'm going with.
I'm gonna go first here. I haven't gone
Go
first in a
first.
minute. Danny DeVito.
Oh, I love it. Freaking DeVito, legend.
Great episode too. You should
Great
listen to
episode.
it.
Really
But
good ep.
And now I know you're not a GM that takes winning serious.
Why? He's
Just saying. You go for your vibes. You know, it sounds like vibes guy
Who's
over here
close?
just
Who's
wants to
gonna
have
be-
great vibes in the locker room. Doesn't care about winning.
Who's gonna be closer, right? He doesn't have to go up or down. He's
You
got
know who
one
I'm
variable
taking?
figured out, nice and straight.
You know what I'm taking? David Ortiz.
I like it.
You
Big
know
Poppy.
for a fact down in he's from the Dominican Republic. They love frisbee on that beach.
That's a good play.
Those dudes are so good with frisbee. I bet you he got trick frisbee shit.
There's a chance that he's never seen a frisbee in his life.
I guarantee he can frisbee the shit out of something.
Dude, I'm struggling here because I myself, horrible frisbee guy. Horrible. Have no interest. I accept being terrible at it. But I'm going to go with a former football player, a guy that knows how to get the guys to sling the rock. I'm going to go Josh McDaniels here. Let's go Josh.
McDaniels.
You know Josh has got hidden. He likes this these family activity, barbecue activities.
He does. And former quarterback?
He's probably doing it
Yeah.
on the
Quarterback.
time off in the Cape with
He's
his
got
family.
kids.
Also, you know
Each
the
guy.
visor is a tactical advantage here.
It is. He might knock it into the hole with the hit tip of his visor.
Oh, giant
shun.
Jenga?
So this is
Yes.
the last one.
The sixth
Giant
man
Jenga.
I know who exactly I'm going with.
Lay it
Oh,
on me.
Nikki Glazer.
Oh,
Nikki Glazer.
I love
Yeah,
it.
because she's not only going to have surgical hands. If you listen to her stand-ups, she talks about that kind of stuff all the time. She's got surgical hands, like steady
I don't
hands,
recall that.
like an operator,
I like that.
a surgeon. But also, when the other people are going, she is going to talk so much shit that it's going to make you nervous, and she's going to come up with the wit
That's
to make
true.
you fucking just sweat in your pants.
Rattled, bro.
Rattle Tui. She can have a Speedo on because you're gonna be swimming on through your head.
What?
I love it.
She'll be swimming through people's heads.
I'm going with a man that is unflappable, that I think he can withstand any Nikki
You're
Glazer
gonna
joke.
take my pick.
I'm going Howie Long.
Fuck, that was
Sorry.
my pick.
Sorry. Howie is unflappable.
Pretty good.
I was going to say him or Billy O.
You know, I do have some insider info on Howie.
Oh,
Is she good at yard games?
he has a weakness for Nikki Glazer jokes?
No. There was a couple. You know, we had a little thing together. Did knock over a couple things a couple times. I'm just saying. He's big.
Clumsy?
I don't know if
clumsy
he's
Howie?
clumsy. He's just big.
That's true.
He got big hands.
He does.
Those hands have been fighting for a long time. He's an old boxer.
Damn. I'm rethinking my
But if
pick
anyone
here.
could do it, Howie could.
He could. I know he'll be assessing the entire area for
Oh,
safety.
he'll eat that. He'll be able to take Nikki Glazer's shit talk. She might get intimidated by Howie.
Let's just hope he has that steady touch.
She might think of him as a father though, because Howie's got like dad vibes. Around
Yes.
everyone.
Oh, big time.
He's
Although,
like,
wasn't she saying all kinds of crazy shit to her dad on that road trip?
Oh, yeah. Her
maybe-
dad's a champ.
yeah, maybe this. I don't know. I think Nikki might get him.
So I'm thinking lineman here. I'm thinking like
Ooh.
Matt Light. I'm thinking maybe Rich Orenberger. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Josh Duhamel.
I love it.
He's
I think
good at
he's
these
good
games.
with this stuff.
He's a buddy games guy.
He's done these things.
He's done these things. He's a pro.
See, I really wanted to ask Josh, what's the gold medal standard cheese pizza of yard games that can settle any score? Is it wiffle ball? Like what?
Horseshoes.
Horseshoes,
We even
cornhole.
do horseshoes.
We should have
Bad
done horseshoes.
interviewers. We should
I'm
ask
sorry.
them. That's on me.
A real jerk store moment there for me.
Okay, so here's our teams. Jules had Robert Orr for cornhole, Gronk for spikeball, Bears Nigerian for badminton, Peyton Manning for croquet, David Ortiz for Kanjan, and Nikki Glazer for giant Jenga.
I like that team.
Jack, your team?
My team is Eli Manning for cornhole, Brian Scalabrine for spikeball, Tom Papa leading our badminton charge there, Ernie Adams for croquet, Josh McDaniels for can jam, and my 6-man giant Jenga, Howie Long, our man.
And my team is Drew Bledsoe for cornhole, Danny Amendola for spikeball, Puka Nakua for badminton, Biz Nasty,
You
Paul
should have got
Bissonnette for
Puka
croquet.
and Danny. They should have switched.
They should switch.
That would be, but you can't. Sorry.
Too late. I got Danny DeVito for Can Jam and Josh Duhamel for Giant Jenga. I don't want to my team is the best team.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
bro.
not even close.
The only
My vibes are up
thing
through
you
the
have
roof.
is that Eli's never beat Bledsoe in cornhole. Other than that, you're done. Bears just taking Puka and Tom. Peyton, he'll fucking will his way
Peyton's
against
winning
Biz
that. Okay,
Nasty.
who's winning?
And Ernie can't. Ernie, come on, Ern.
Who's winning each
Ern
one of
that's
these?
actually Ern my.
Who's winning
David
cornhole
Ortiz
between
is
Eli all day, bro. Eli's taking that thing.
Eli's taking that. Okay, I'll give you that. Cornhole.
Okay.
Robert
Eli
Ory,
wins.
dog. You guys are tripping.
Big
No,
shot,
he's
Bob.
so tall. He's
Yeah,
just like
but he's probably clinical with fucking doing the same thing over
It's big
and over.
shot Bob, not big toss Bob.
yeah, he's big.
Look at this. He probably do. He can do this in his sleep. They
Honestly.
said-
And he's got the reach. He does have a good
Spikeball,
reach.
Dola wins spike ball.
Whoa, over Gronk,
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. Scal's in there throwing bows in the post.
bro. You guys are.
Is there anyone
delusional.
more comfortable shirtless in the sand than
This
Danny
is true.
Amendola?
Gronk?
This is true.
Guy's tanner than tan.
Scal needs that SPF 90,
Have you
bro.
not seen Rob? Rob has the tannest body I've ever seen.
Nice.
He's
He was
on
in
the
the
beach.
Bahamas.
Okay, badminton. I mean,
I'd see Bears here.
I'd say
Bears or
Bears.
Puka.
I think Bears.
not even close. You know, he knows the fucking wrist.
Shuttlecock.
Croquette. This is gonna be a good game.
I think this is Peyton Manning.
I think this is gonna be a good
I think
game.
this is Peyton Manning.
Is it Peyton?
I haven't won a single one yet. Okay.
I like your rationale.
You know what? I
for
think
drafting
Ernie
Biz.
might have played.
Stick and pup.
Yeah.
I think Ernie might know how to play croquet.
He might have lettered
He was
him.
varsity. He was varsity croquet at Phillips Andover.
Can jam. See, I think this is.
I think you win this, Jules. David Ortiz.
I don't know. Mickey D's is pretty.
Dexterity.
And also, whoever's
Dexterity.
playing against Danny DeVito ain't not gonna laugh
This is true.
That's right.
and concentrate.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't have to like bend over to like protect. He just puts his arm out, just right there.
I just see him with glasses on that are going with little windshield wipers because so wet. What is the line?
The juice. Yeah, his
juice.
His Jersey Mike's
I
order.
fucking. It's your night, bro.
Tonight is your night, bro.
I love Danny
Oh,
DeVito.
he's the best.
And then
Giant
Jenga, that's easy.
I think I win this one. Josh Duhamel.
I do like. I don't love my Howie pick anymore. No offense, Howie. Still love you.
I don't know, man. Howie might intimidate them both.
I know. You gotta have that.
But then he has a charisma that where like they feel like they're safe.
Right.
So maybe they'll
Always
feel
safe
too
around Howie.
safe, and their arms will be too loose, and it'll make them clumsy.
Now I like it better.
But Nikki Glazer, you know she's played Jenga.
Oh, for sure.
But giant
You know,
Jenga.
She's played giant Jenga with probably some raunchy stuff on those Jenga things.
Nikki's tall too, so I think she'll have a good
She's not
vision of the whole board.
She's like 5'11". She's taller than me.
Damn.
Nah, she's probably 5'10", same height.
That sounds about right.
5'9",
10 1/4.
something like that.
Okay.
Well,
There you go. That was the chill
that was
zone.
fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun, and that was the Chill Zone. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN. Celebrate responsibly. I was gonna do a Josh Duhamel.
You mail.
I was gonna do Duhamel, like beer drink, but you got to do it like a cowboy face. You got a good cowboy face.
Bro, you got to be on season 2 of that show.
Hey, he said it.
You said it.
If you're like there's like one like episode arc if you're like the rodeo guy that like comes into town and like ruffles some feathers.
Yeah.
Start a couple bar fights. Maybe hit on one of the girls.
What are
like
you
that.
looking at over there, Josh?
Yeah.
You like spit your dip right on his cowboy boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes place in Texas.
Yeah, supposedly the hill country of Texas.
Hill country,
There's a hill country in Texas?
Go hang out with Danny for a while.
I like that.
Method act. Well, what a game, and thanks again to Josh. That's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do, and remember,
Rate and review.
leave us 5-star review on Spotify while you're there. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a comment on the YouTube full episode. We'll read the best ones on our future episodes. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-22. Those are always fun. And we'll see you guys next week. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.